If you've been in the VTuber or even Hololive or mobile rhythm game scene recently in the past couple weeks, you've probably heard about Hololive Dreams, a brand new mobile rhythm game released by Cover Corp, the company that manages Hololive and its talents. However, many people, especially fans of the mobile game Project Sekai, have been saying that Hololive Dreams is very similar to Project Sekai. But is that really the truth? At least in my opinion, coming from both an obviously new player of Hololive Dreams, who pre-registered before the game came out, and a Project Sekai player who's been playing since 2023. Let's see what my opinion is. But first, I would like to mention one of the biggest factors. Why are people saying that it is so similar, and what differences do they have that makes me like Hololive Dreams more than I like Project Sekai? Well, let's talk about it. I think the first rule of thumb of talking about any of this stuff is talking about the differences. First of all, Hololive Dreams not only is a rhythm game, which is the main reason people joined the game, but it also has several mini games and even just the aspect of building your own theme park. The story is much easier to get into than most, and if I'm completely honest, I think the fact that it has mini games, not just the rhythm game, makes it really fun. However, you may be mentioning My Sekai, but here's the thing with My Sekai. There's barely anything to do in My Sekai. Any of the arcade games you can't play, despite them being in the game, you can't play them. There isn't anything else to do besides Gacha and, there's really nothing besides to do, especially in My Sekai. However, in Project Sekai, it does have a couple differences from Hololive Dreams. For example, a lot of the songs are just Vocaloid songs compared to Hololive Dreams that has several original songs that vary in content. They do, while having Vocaloid songs, they also have a lot of anime openings like Lost, 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 Kyodan Hey Kids, and even songs like Idol by Yoasobi, which you will see me play later in the video. However, that's the difference between them in terms of songs especially. Hololive Dreams has way more songs compared to Project Sekai and way more of a variety between them. While they do have Vocaloid as well, Project Sekai is limited to just Vocaloid because they don't really have the rights to most other songs. Yes, while they may have songs like Useiwa, Odo, and even Into the Night, also by Yoasobi, these are still technically under the Vocaloid umbrella, being produced by Giga and with Deco Nina on lyrics for Odo, Sayudo behind the producing and music of Usewa, and Ayase, yes, the Ayase, who also worked on Episode X and Hero, are, again, Vocaloid. They also have Vocaloid tracks, which is why I'm not too much of a fan of Project Sekai's discography alone. I'm going to get into the similarities between, well, not the similarities, but the reason why Project Sekai fans are saying Hololive Dreams is quite similar. One is just the rhythm game style in general. Hololive Dreams is also a mobile gacha rhythm game. While yes, having many differences, like having a primary story that you can unlock and do quests for, similar to games like Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero, but not really similar, like you do quests, not direct missions, and there's a story behind them. Unlike Project Sekai, they don't have that. However, the reason why is because the rhythm game is very similar. It is the tap, hold, flick style held by many rhythm games like Rhythm Hive, Bandori, and several others, including Project Sekai. This type of rhythm game has been done by so many companies, and people who have worked on Project Sekai may have also worked on Hololive Dreams as a charter for these songs. And to be completely honest, I don't think it's fair how we're criticizing one game and saying it copied the other when that's not really the case. I've not seen much on Hololive Dreams besides maybe a couple VTuber fans primarily playing it, while Project Sekai can be open to anyone because you don't have to directly know the talents. Well, the characters, you don't have to directly know them. You can really only know the Vocaloids and you're good. That's how I got into the game. So, what is the true case on why I like Hololive Dreams more than I do like Project Sekai? Well, it's different. I get to do other things other than playing the rhythm game. I can play the hop and rope game. I can do all these other things. There's new songs to play. There's a lot of stuff to do in this game. Read through the story. I can unlock new songs. I can unlock new holomems. I can do the gacha, which is quite easy to farm gems for. Compared to Project Sekai, there's barely any ways to do crystal farming unless you're a very new player, or if you have a backload of songs you haven't full comboed, which is very time consuming and long. Hololive Dreams, despite never really being a true fan of VTubers, was way easier to get into because I really like the music of Hololive. Talents like Hoshimachi Suisei, Inugami Korone, and Hosho Marin have such good covers and original songs that make me want to scream. One of my favorite songs in the game is Inugami Korone's cover of Show by Ado, which I wish was in Project Sekai. However, I feel like it would very much be butchered because they would have made a group not fit to cover it, because they also ruin it by having the Vocaloids being tuned in a really bad way, which in my opinion does not help Project Sekai's case. Project Sekai has gotten pretty boring for me over the years. I only really got back into it recently because my friend is now into it as well. And I have played many gacha mobile games in the past. Uma Musume Pretty Derby, Genshin Impact, and Zone Zero, which I know are all three of those are also available on PC. However, I started playing them primarily on mobile, and especially I think arguably my top 3 mobile games, like mobile rhythm games, speaking now, is definitely Hololive Dreams, Uma Musume, and Zenless Zone Zero. While I do have yet to play games like Honkai Star Rail and some others, those are the main ones I've gotten into. I have tried games like D4DJ before, but I didn't really fully get into it like I wanted to. It was not my style of game. I really did wish I got into Love Live earlier when the games were still coming out, because now there's none, and I'm kind of sad about that because I really do love Love Live as well. But yeah, that's mostly it. So now for my closing thoughts. So, do I think Hololive Dreams copied Project Sekai? No, not at all. It didn't, because a lot of other games have that style. You can say Hololive Dreams copied Project Sekai, Project Sekai copied Bandori, Project Sekai, and then Bandori, or Bang Dream, copied Rhythm Hive. They're all the goddamn same in terms of the actual charting. It does not matter. Yes, while Project Sekai and Hololive Dreams have very similar aspects, like even a chart maker that you can where you can make charts and publicly share them, while they do share Vocaloid music and original songs, they are very, very different. And I think that if your phone has enough storage, you should try both. have fun, follow your Oshis, even if you've never really been into Hololive. Have fun with it, because that's what games are for. Video games and mobile games and gacha games are for fun. Have fun, gamble for your Oshis, hope you get your Oshis, and yeah, that's really it. Bye-bye!